Hi, welcome to the Weeville garage. Today we're going to put a tow hook on. Here's the one I put on the back already. I don't want to open this garage door because it's way cold outside and I got the heat going on in here. We got one on the back and we're going to put one on the front. That's what we're going to do. Here's what the thing looks like. This great big old thread rod, it makes a little thing right here, and it's gonna go right about up in here somewhere. And in order to do that, we're gonna have to take this front fender off. And it's pretty straightforward. It's just got some bolts on two corners, and it's got some pins and across the front of it. But to add complication to it, got these cooling hoses, these brake cooling hoses on the front of the red. There's an inlet right here. This is aftermarket stuff. That feeds a hose that runs right over here, and it just blows air on the side of the brake rotor. That helps you cool the brakes on a road course. Well, it makes a tremendous difference. And that right there is very difficult to connect. I hate to disconnect it, but we're gonna have to do that on both sides to get this front bumper cover off. Well, this left side came off mighty easy. That was not to be expected. Now this right side is actually two pieces of different kind of hose. I ended up having to heat this hard stuff to stretch it to make it fit on that fitting that blows on the rotor. And then I got some softer stuff that goes up to the intake, and I kind of got them all, well, let's say Appalachian engineered here in the middle. It doesn't matter what it looks like as long as air goes through it. So I'm just going to take all this apart and I'll have these hoses free. Got two screws on each corner, and I got these push pins here, here, and here. I'm gonna have to peel that inner liner back to get to the two bolts that are holding that front bumper cover on. Got to do that on both sides. Now these push pins, I don't know, I've got a screwdriver and I got this tool here that's just however you get them out. I've had these things out so many times where I done learned to go buy me a bag full of them at the Napa place for when you tear them up, getting them out. There, that's one. Just got to get that one, and I think this one up here, and then I'll be able to peel this liner back. Alright, got the liner peeled back. There they are. Got to take these two out. That's what holds the bumper cover on. Got to do all this same stuff on the other side. Now I got to take this radiator cover off. 1, 2, 3, 4 of these pins are holding the radiator cover to the car. These two are holding the radiator cover to the grill. I could probably get this face off with that still attached. I'll just go ahead and pull all 6 of these pins. Alright, cut the pins out. I only broke 2 of them off completely, but the radiator cover is free to come off. And now these 2 pins, right, that one right there and this one right here, should be the last 2 things holding this front bumper cover on there, lest I done forgotten and left something out. And then I'll pull the cover back a little bit. I'll unplug the fog lights and the blinkers, and then this thing will be free to run around with us. Well, got it this far out. I can reach to unplug the blinkers and the fog lights. So, getting closer to being off. Now, before I take this thing all the way off, I'm going to go ahead and make me a spot. I know where I want this thing to go. I know I want it to be right here on the center. I know there's a bumper back in there. Now on the back side, I took the whole cover off and I mounted this part on the bumper, and then I put the cover on and it was hitting that rod, so I marked the backside of the cover and made the hole there. I can't do that here this time, but I know that bumper's back in here, so I'm just going to start me a hole. I got this 1/8 bit. I'm gonna run it back in there, and I'm pretty sure it'll hit the bumper. At least it'll make a mark, and if I mess that up entirely, at least I will have a small hole in the front bumper cover instead of a giant hole like I made a big hole and it didn't match where the rod came through. This is straight. I already got my hole started down here in front. Now hopefully that made a mark on the bumper way back up in there. 4 more screws. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then she'll be coming off of here. Mustang front bumper cover. That pilot hole that I made right here came through right there. That's way too low. I gotta hit this bumper that's back here, and that pilot hole is gonna have to be a lot higher. I'm glad it didn't make but a small hole. This is a big piece of styrofoam. It's hard styrofoam that for 5 mile-an-hour bumper crash compliance. I just got to pull these pins out of here, right there, and right there, and that'll come right off, and be able to see what we're working on. 5 mile-an-hour styrofoam bumper. While I got this front end off, I'm going to fix this hose connection. That's really hard to get that hose connected when you're working from underneath the car. But like this one over here, I put that one on when the front end was off the car, and that was on there good. But anyhow, there's the styrofoam bumper. Here's the real bumper, and this right here, you'd uncover this, is the scratch that I made when I drilled all the way through that front end and missed it. So this is where I need to make the hole for my tow hook shaft thread rod to go through there. I can measure from here up to there. At least I've got the right left marked with that scratch mark right there, and I'll measure up however far that is, and then I'll come over here and measure up that far from here, and I'll know that's where I need to put the hole, clear this hole for the shaft to come through that bumper cover. And I'm working on it. This bumper's got 4 bolts holding it. 1, 2, 3, 4 on each side, total of 8. I'm just going to take this bumper off, work on it over there on the workbench where I can work on the dang thing. Well, I'm getting into some of the hot rod stuff. This bumper, the bolts go through here, but they also hold this. That's the radiator for the intercooler, and these bolts go through here, and that's also holding the water pump for the intercooler on the supercharger. So it's got the cold water running through here, and the supercharger's blowing air through the cold water. Just got to keep up with more nuts and bolts. But what's going to happen when I take this 4x bolts over here, that radiator's going to want to fall off, and this water pump's going to want to fall off. So it's a little bit more than stock going on here. Well, I got the bolts out of this bumper. This bumper ain't coming off. I don't think they welded it, but I do think they glued it. It ain't coming off. Not right away. Still ain't coming off. Dang thing is welded on there too. It's got a spot weld. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Back up in yonder. it's a weld, trust me. They welded that damn thing on there. That's bad news for me because I'm gonna have to, I was gonna take the bumper off to where I could drill a hole on this side and then drill a hole on that side for the tow hook shaft to go through, but now I'm gonna have to try to make a hole on the back side through whatever hole I make on the front side because I can't take this bumper off. Bummer. I can't put that hook right there in the middle where I want it. I keep breaking off drill bits. I can't even get a hole started in that, and then I would never get it drilled back there. I am gonna go through here. I'm gonna take advantage of that hole, but then I still have to drill past this big old built-up washer looking threaded thing back in there like that. But it's not all that happy about these angles going there. I might have to do something about that. There. Fixed. Well, it's not tight or adjusted or anything, but there it is. Yeah, Look at this. I caught a minor break. This thing goes through a place in this styrofoam cushion where there was already a hole I had on the backside. I had to auger out a great big old hole, a spot for the shaft to come through on the back. Look at that right there, man. Comes right through there like it was meant to. Cool beans. Now I gotta set this up there, set the front end back in place, and maybe hopefully get back underneath there and be able to mark this backside to cut the hole in it in the fascia for this shaft to come through. Well, there it is, right there. I gotta mark that. Gotta mark that somehow. I gotta draw me a circle around that bolt end right there. It's marked. Now I gotta get brave and cut the hole. Little drill, slightly larger drills, and a hole. We're going right there. Here goes nothing. That was easy. It's a little bit high. A little bit bigger. It's done. Well, missed it by a little bit, but it works. Well, yeah. Alright, now I gotta put it all back together. Well, there we go. I missed the hole by a little bit when all the smoke cleared, but I filled all that in with rubber, and Sue got us a bag full of these little plastic caps because I don't want to ride around with that thing on there all the time, and when I get to where at the racetrack or where I want to put these things on, goes on there, screws on there like that, and that's the way it is. Some of the young folks, I imagine, put these on their car because it makes them look like a race car. I just needed me a place to tow from. So thank you for watching the Weeville Garage, and come back soon for more episodes. Bye.